PTF and JK, this is the big one. Our head-to-head concludes on Breeders' Cup Saturday from Santa Anita. We're in the stands. We're having fun. We're picking one horse for each of these 9 races. We're starting with the dirt mile. You get your pick. You going to go with the obvious one here?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, look, I'll take Cody's wish. I think that the last 2 races were circumstantial. I think he's going to run his race.
I get that, but I might have gone with the horse I'm going to pick anyway. I think Zozos is an interesting alternative to go wire to wire. What's next?
Next, filly Mare Turf, and you can go first here because you're not going to take my horse.
Are you sure? Do you want to just go ahead? No, it's okay. I've got it. I'm going with an Italian. I thought you were going to pick.
Well, yeah, I was going to pick.
Oh, okay. I think she's got a good chance to go from gate to wire. I love this inside draw. Nearly won it last year. I think she can. I think she can win it this year. Yeah,
I'll take Warm Heart. You know, the Inspiral thing, there's a lot of question marks for me. I'm not saying I'm not going to use her, but for this exercise, I'll take Warm Heart. She'll work on a nice trip on the inside.
All right, good stuff. Where do we go?
We go on to the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
Filly and Mare Sprint, and it's your honor, and you got me over a barrel here.
When I first heard about the draw for Goodnight Olive on the rail, I gasped. Then I thought about it. She needs to be more forward. They'll send her away from there, and I think she'll be a back-to-back champion.
Society for me. I think she's going to have the absolute run of the race in front, and I do think Goodnight Olive could just get a little bit stuck when it comes time to make a run, especially if it's not a great rail, which happens sometimes around here.
Breeders' Cup Mile up next. Is it my turn? I go first.
No, because you got.
You're not taking my horse anyways. I'll take Casa Creed.
Okay.
Who I've been excited about getting firm turf, real pace to close into. I like Casa Creed.
Oh, this race is hard, and my pick is going to be a crazy long shot that I don't need for this exercise. So for this, I'm going to go with Songline. I just think that this horse is going to represent that Japanese form lines very, very well. They pointed for this last year, didn't make it. They're here now, and I think it could be a great, great performance.
The Distaff.
Distaff, and it is technically now my honor. I will, in the Distaff, go with Clairiere. I just think there's so much pace. It's going to set up perfectly for her. I'm hoping last was just a blip. She had a not great prep for the Distaff last year, still ran a good third. I think she can get the job done.
I'm going to have a lot of clever things to say about search results over the next few days. I'm going to take Idiomatic. Too much value there in this competition head-to-head.
Fair.
Could get loose. I'll take Idiomatic.
I like it.
And
is that the Turf?
The Turf.
The Turf. I'm going to go with a Nesto in the Turf, who I didn't think you were going to pick, so I just went ahead and jumped in and went for that. I thought that arc run was huge. Don't worry about the ground. It says good to soft. That was much firmer ground than the official description was. Absolutely flew home in sub 34 seconds. I think it's going to be seen to good effect over the Santa Anita turf course.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people talking about Mostadov all day. Like 7 people I was talking to. Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? I'm going to take it up to the mark. I've been on this horse since the mile at Keeneland. I think he's going to run extremely well and represent America well, similar to what we saw from like a bricks and mortar a few years back.
I love him in the mile. Don't know about the mile and a half. We shall see how it plays out in the turf.
I forgot. You're going to be in the Hall of Fame like Todd Pletcher, too, as a trainer. Makes a lot of sense.
I think the owner might have picked the spot. We'll see what happens in the Breeders' Cup Turf. On to the Classic.
On to the Classic. Do I get to pick first?
You get to pick first.
I'm going to take Zandon.
Ooh, sneaky. I like it.
Take Zandon.
I like it. You've been Mr. 3-year-olds all along, but I guess with the scratches, you're back to your old friend.
Yeah, look, I just think for this competition, I'll be very involved with Arabian Night as well. But Zandon looks like he's one of those horses that's really coming into his own, and I can't wait to see him try 1.25 miles again.
White Abario for me. He laid waste to Zandon at Saratoga. I like Zandon. I get the case for him, but I think if White Abario runs that Whitney back, it's as simple as this. He wins.
I get it. You got the kind of common opponent there, and White Abario did handle Zandon well. But like I said, I just think Zandon's kind of finding himself, and he looked wonderful out here. And if I can tell they look wonderful from a physical standpoint, then they really are standing
You're
out.
lucky if you know which end bites and which end kicks.
That is a true point. I just know if they have 4 legs. That's all I can tell.
Turf Sprint?
Turf Sprint. I'm going to go with Big Invasion. I love Caravel.
Bold.
I love Caravel with the 5 furlongs on firm ground, but I've hitched my wagon to Big Invasion way too long to give up now.
All right, I get it. This one, I'm just back and forth on. Big Invasion is going to be on an awful lot of tickets, but I'm going to go with Live in the Dream. I think that start around Keeneland is going to have him set up to break just a little bit better, settle just a little bit more, shorter distance, shorter stretch, Live in the Dream for the win.
And now we're on to the Sprint.
The Sprint, the last one, and another one where, unfortunately, I think we're going to probably ideally be on the same horse, but it's your honor.
No, you go ahead and go first. That's okay.
Oh, really? You're gonna let me?
Yeah,
you're gonna let me
yeah.
pick Elite Power? That's very nice of you. It's a funny race on paper. Doesn't look like there's a lot of pace, but jockeys, their agents, the connections, they study the form too. I think it could heat up just enough for Elite Power to do his thing and become a 2-time Breeders' Cup winner.
I did that strategically because if Elite Power wins, I could care less about this competition. I'll take Speedboat Beach. I think he's the only horse that can beat him in all fairness. I think he's really kind of trending in the right direction. First start as a 3-year-old, not too long ago, should take another step forward.
Breeders' Cup betting challenge competition for Jonathon. Pay attention to his opinion in this race. It could matter quite a bit. PTF and JK for the Breeders' Cup from Santa Anita. Have a great one.